Welcome back to Coin Explorer. Today we're about to take a fascinating journey into the story of a coin that, at first glance, may seem ordinary. But when we look closer, it reveals history, symbolism, and collector value that make it stand out in ways most people would never imagine. I'm talking about the 1991 South Africa 1 Rand coin. Now you might think, it's just another everyday coin. But coins like these are far more than simple money. They are tiny metal witnesses of a nation's history, its economy, its culture, and its struggles. So sit back and join me as we uncover the design, the story, the rarity, and the true significance of this 1 Rand from 1991. To truly appreciate the 1991 1 Rand coin, we need to step back and understand the broader story of South Africa's currency, the Rand. The Rand was introduced in 1961, the very same year South Africa became a republic and officially left the British Commonwealth. Before that, the country used the South African pound, tied closely to the British system of shillings and pence. When South Africa shifted to the Rand, it marked not only a change in money but a symbolic shift in national identity. The Rand was named after the Witwatersrand, the ridge on which Johannesburg is built and where most of the country's gold deposits are found. That makes the Rand directly tied to South Africa's reputation as one of the richest gold-producing nations on Earth. By 1991, when this specific coin was minted, South Africa was standing on the edge of a historic transformation. The apartheid era was nearing its end. Nelson Mandela had been released just the year before in 1990, and the nation was slowly preparing for its first democratic elections, which would come in 1994. So, this 1 Rand coin isn't just a piece of money. It's a snapshot of a country in transition. Now, let's take a closer look at the design. The front of the 1991 1 Rand coin features the South African coat of arms. This emblem represents the state's authority and identity. The design shows a central shield divided into quarters, featuring images symbolizing agriculture, animals, and culture. Supporting the shield are 2 majestic animals, a lion and a springbok, standing proudly. Above the shield is a rising lion holding 4 rods bound together, symbolizing unity and strength. Below the shield, you'll notice the motto, Ex Unitate Virus, which means from unity, strength. Around the rim, the country's name appears in both English and Afrikaans, South Africa and Suid Africa. At the bottom is the year of minting, 1991. The reverse is perhaps even more iconic. It shows the figure of a Springbok antelope, one of South Africa's most recognizable symbols. The Springbok is depicted in motion, leaping gracefully across the plains. Above it is the denomination, 1 Rand. Below it, you'll find the Latin phrase, Soli Deo Gloria, which translates as, glory to God alone. This phrase is deeply rooted in South African history and Christian tradition, representing a humble acknowledgement that the nation's success, resources, and prosperity are ultimately attributed to God. The combination of the Springbok and the motto makes the reverse design not just visually beautiful, but also deeply symbolic. The 1991 South Africa 1 Rand coin has some interesting physical traits. Metal composition, nickel-plated copper weight, about 7 grams, diameter, 25 millimeters, shape, round with a smooth edge. Although not made of precious metals like silver or gold, this coin still carries significant value for collectors because of its design, its history, and the era it represents. So, why is the year 1991 important? Well, as mentioned earlier, South Africa was going through an incredible political and social transformation at this time. The apartheid system that had defined the country for decades was in its final years. The coin, therefore, was circulating in people's pockets at a time when South Africans were experiencing enormous change. Numismatically speaking, the early 1990s coins are also interesting because the designs soon changed. In 1992, South Africa introduced a new coat of arms, so the coins minted after that year carried a different design. That means the 1991 issue is one of the last coins to feature the older pre-1992 coat of arms. For collectors, such transitional designs often hold special significance. Now let's talk about what every coin enthusiast wants to know. Is the 1991 1 Rand coin valuable? The honest answer is that it depends on the condition, rarity, and demand. Circulated coins, the ones that have been used in everyday transactions, generally have a modest value. They might be worth slightly above face value to collectors who are building a complete year set of South African coins. Now these are much more desirable. If a 1991 1 Rand coin is found in mint condition, with no scratches, no wear, and all details sharp and clear, it can fetch a higher price from collectors. In auctions and online collector markets, this coin has been known to sell for anywhere from a couple of dollars up to significantly more, depending on its grade. Special mint sets, error coins, or proof issues can reach even higher values. It's important to note, this isn't one of those coins worth thousands or millions. But what makes it valuable is not only its monetary worth, but also its place in South Africa's rich and complex history. Like many coins, the 1991 1 Rand also has potential varieties and minting errors. Some examples collectors look for include off-center strikes, double die errors, weak strikes, misaligned planchets. While rare, these kinds of mint errors can boost the coin's appeal and market price, since collectors love unique variations. Let's not forget the star of this coin's reverse, the Springbok antelope. This animal is more than just a design. The Springbok has long been a national symbol of South Africa. It represents agility, elegance, and natural beauty. It also has sporting connections. The national rugby team is famously known as the Springboks. By placing the Springbok on the 1 Rand coin, South Africa reinforced its identity, heritage, and connection to its wildlife. Here are some fascinating facts about the 1991 1 Rand coin that you might not know. 1. The 1991 Rand was part of a coinage system that was gradually losing purchasing power due to inflation. By the mid-1990s, coins of higher denominations had to be introduced. 2. The motto, Soli Deo Gloria, has appeared on many coins before 1992, but after the redesign of South Africa's coat of arms, this phrase was removed from the currency. 3. Some 1991 Rand coins are part of mint sets produced for collectors, which means pristine versions of this coin still exist in protective cases. 4. Even though it's not made of silver or gold, this coin still carries cultural and historical weight that often surpasses its material value. The 1991 Rand represents the end of an era. Within just a few years, South Africa would adopt a new coat of arms, new symbols, and even a new direction as a nation. This coin is, therefore, a kind of farewell to the old system and a quiet witness to the birth of a new South Africa. Collectors who own one are essentially holding a piece of living history, a reminder of the struggles, changes, and resilience of the South African people. And that brings us to the end of today's journey into the story of the 1991 South Africa 1 Rand coin. To many, it might look like just a small piece of metal. But when you dive into its design, its history, and its symbolism, you realize it's a mirror of a nation in transition. From the old coat of arms to the proud Springbok, from the motto Soli Deo Gloria to the year of change, this coin tells a story far greater than its face value. If you enjoyed learning about this coin, make sure to hit that like button, share this video with fellow coin lovers, and of course, subscribe to Coin Explorer for more incredible coin stories from around the world. And as always, thank you for watching. Until next time, keep exploring the world of coins